RiceGum has not changed at all, even after the content cop, even after virtually all of YouTube turned against him and finally started to call him out on his shit. After everything since October 2017, he has still not made a single effort to change. In fact, you can argue that he's gotten worse. I mean, we're no longer at a point where we can say that he doesn't realize what he's doing and that it's wrong. He has addressed it several times since it was all really brought out, and even through that, he has decided to entirely ignore the idea of fixing these problems and instead now embraces the issue. Recently, RiceGum had a new video idea that I think you're gonna like. I mean, see, he's basically creating softcore porn. I mean, he plays Fortnite, he brings in these chicks, it's, you know, raining outside and they're waiting on their insurance for their broken down car. He's trying to see some titty, so each kill that he gets, she has to remove a piece of clothing. You know, gotta respect the hustle, right? See, he's been doing this kind of shit for a very long time, and only now has he found a way to add a twist to it and get those Fortnite views too. I mean, he's not stupid, but really, dude, come on, you couldn't make any better content than this. It must really satisfy the 11-year-old boys watching your videos, and you know, it's not like he's making one of these a month or something. He has virtually converted his channel to an unironic Fortnite Brazzers crossover. Each of these videos is a carbon copy of another. The chick comes in, he explains what Fortnite is, and of course, they're not up to date on the gaming scene, so they're clueless, and RiceGum explains that they're gonna do the one kill, one article of clothing game, and they're, oh my god, are you serious? It's sexual. And then guess what? The rest of the video is RiceGum playing Fortnite with a half-naked chick. RiceGum has this odd habit in which he has to consistently show you that he's getting women, whether it's stupid challenges, putting them in his music videos. He doesn't really care as long as his fans recognize that he's a ladies' man. He's still throwing around the word irrelevant like a frisbee, which is of course stupid. I don't really understand what his obsession is with calling others irrelevant, but still, he's going hard at it. Everyone that he disagrees with or has a feud with is basically just irrelevant. You could have 16 million subscribers and be irrelevant, even if that means that you're technically more relevant than he is. You said something bad about him? Irrelevant. It's another point that Ian brought up in the content cop that seems like it would be another easy as pie fix to stop doing, but you know, he still has shown that he's unable to do so. On top of that, he has recently called out iDubbbz to box, which is basically him hopping on the trend of YouTubers boxing one another for whatever stupid reason they used to try and justify it for. I can see it being useful in certain situations, but I don't think that you being salty that iDubbbz smacked you with a content cop being a good one. Of course, he didn't want to sound like that was the reason, but if you know RiceGum, that's exactly what it was, because RiceGum also has an issue with not looking like a little pussy. And now that he was basically lambasted for the whole community to laugh at and agree with, the only way that he thinks he can redeem himself is with a boxing match. His response couldn't do it. The diss track, it didn't help him. And he has nowhere else to turn except to acknowledge that some good points were made against him, which he's not gonna do. I mean, looking at it, it would technically be a fair match. If you know these two, they're basically the same build. They're both skinny and probably, you know, within 4 or so inches of height. Of course, that can mean a lot in a boxing match, but I don't think it really would with these two. They're not experienced fighters or anything. The difference is that Ian has actually nearly fought another YouTuber before, which was Jinx, who actually backed out when iDubbbz did fly to actually do it. That's funny because I'm pretty sure iDubbbz was not going to win that fight, but he actually will fight. He hasn't responded yet, and it does look like he probably will not, so it's most likely not going to happen, but I mean, let's be honest. Let's look at it objectively. If iDubbbz loses this boxing match, it makes him look like his content cop was basically ineffective because RiceGum beat him in a fight. On top of that, future content cops lose some of their impact because of this, and this has been Ian's bread and butter for years now. If RiceGum loses the fight, which, you know, is a possibility in this one, what does he really have to lose? I mean, he looks like a bitch. He's already made himself look like one many times. He looks like the guy who stepped up to the plate and still fought someone he had beef with, though. He loses virtually nothing, while Ian can lose a hell of a lot more from this fight. So it entirely makes sense that iDubbbz won't fight RiceGum, but you know, we need to look past this and recognize that RiceGum is still mad about the content cop, and that he's also ignoring the criticism that he got. Let's be realistic. Fixing these issues would make RiceGum a better person and make his videos better, so he really could gain a lot from making the changes. He won't do that though because he's afraid of giving in and conceding when he's already lost. He would much rather just flail his arms and kick as hard as he can, but he doesn't realize that he's lost already and he's doing himself more harm than good. So should we count on him ever changing and stopping what he does? No, of course, you probably shouldn't. He's not able to. He understands that what he's doing is wrong, but the inhibitions within himself don't allow him to make the changes necessary to better himself. So when he's flexing his money on his fans, getting women to strip down over Fortnite kills, challenging iDubbbz to box over half a year after being content copped, or calling everyone irrelevant, consider that a cry for help. He can't stop doing what he's doing, and he never will be able to. We could say he probably can't help what he's doing because, you know, he knows what he's doing's wrong, he's just unable to change it. You might say, you know, he can't really help it. It's not an issue of that he can't do it, like he's got some sort of mental issue that prevents him from doing it. He just doesn't want to do it. I don't know if maybe it was the way he was raised or something, but he's just got this issue where I can't look like a little bitch, everyone's gonna hate me. He doesn't realize that there are ways of, you know, logically processing things and backing out of certain situations, and you don't really look like a bitch, but you kinda still do because obviously you backed out. I mean, if you think about it though, which would you rather? Would you rather back out of an issue in which you basically can't win regardless of what you do, or just continue to kick, scream, and cause an issue in which you still look like the little bitch that you don't want to look like, and on top of that, everyone laughs at you regardless? He obviously has an issue differentiating between pros and cons of issues, and, you know, he usually lets the cons overweigh all of the pros of a situation regardless of what it is, which obviously is not a good thing for him. But if by some miracle he does change his behavior in years after this video is made, I would be absolutely floored. Hopefully he does, but will I hold my breath, and should you hold your breath? Absolutely not. Thank you guys for watching another video. We should have hit 15,000 subscribers by the time that this video goes up, so if we have, thank you so much for your continued support, and regardless if we haven't, still, thank you guys for your continued support. The channel has been growing at a very good pace recently, and I'm glad to see that more and more people are enjoying the content that I'm producing. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here, and go ahead and follow me on Twitter for random thoughts and updates. Join the Discord and the community, follow me on Twitch for streams, and my Patreon link is in the description below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, signing out.